One thing I think every gardener values is plants that come back every year without us having to do much at all. Plants that are undemanding but bloom year after year. Hardy perennials that will come back and flower and get a little bit bigger and bolder as you move through from year to year. And this is true of the perennial cornflower. I've had this little clump here in my garden for many years now, really haven't done anything at all, and it comes back and it blooms reliably every spring. This hardy perennial has the Latin name of Centaurea montana. Montana meaning mountains, and I think this plant originates in mountainous areas, hence one of its common names of the mountain cornflower too. Blooms can be quite variable. You can get a range of different cultivars as well with slightly different coloration, but this one has an almost purpley centre to it with this beautiful reflex circular whirl of petals coming out, giving each flower a very airy, open, magical look. They open in succession, as I say, and this flowers from around about the middle of spring in my garden, around about April time through May, probably through to the end of May, maybe into the beginning of June, so a really nice long flowering period. Now I garden on a reasonably heavy soil, it's got a lot of clay in it, does dry out a lot in summer, but I think that Centaureas do like some moisture at the roots. So make sure you mulch the beds well. If you've got a dry soil, dig in plenty of compost at planting time, just to enrich the soil and make sure that as the roots develop, there's some material in the soil that will lock in moisture to keep the plant growing strongly. And I've planted in the position alongside my path here, phlomis at the back, a nice variegated holly at the side, and it's a position which really does get a lot of sunshine. Shade in the morning, the sun's going to come round and give this area of garden a really good blast of hot sunshine through the day. So a sunny position, maybe a little bit of dappled shade will be fine, but it's a plant which does relish that open sunny site. Once flowering's over, all you've really got to do is just the stems are cut back. The flowers will have finished at the top. New side shoots down below could also carry flowers, so just snip off the very tips of the shoots if the flowers have faded. Encourage these side shoots further down to come out. That will just keep that succession of blooming going. Once all of the side shoots are flowered, here we've got the terminal flower, little side shoot here developing, which has got a flower bud in it, and you might get some more further down the stem here, like here as well, with a new little side shoot going. So just successfully trim off the tops, let those side shoots grow out to give you more flowers over many, many weeks.
While Centaurea montana is beautiful, free flowering and very undemanding, if you do a little hunting among the specialist nurseries, you can find several named varieties that offer different appeal, variations on a theme, with a very similar cornflower structure, but in very different colours. To start your search here in the UK, do a look at Claire Austin's nursery, who lists 12 different varieties. White is a useful colour in flower borders, and Centaurea alba has white flowers, clean and simple. And this variety is slightly dwarfer and more compact than others, growing to perhaps 12 inches in height and spread. Add a little touch of sky blue and a lilac tinged heart, and you have Sky Jep, quite a rare variety which can be difficult to find, but certainly worth searching out. Make the centre of the flower a shade or two deeper in colour and you get Purple Heart, with a striking contrast between the dark centre and spreading outer white petals, which grows to about 18 inches high. To my eye, this looks very similar to Amethyst in Snow, with its purple central disc and ray of white petals, but I think this is a slightly shorter variety than Purple Heart. and I really like both of these. So we'll put them on my ever-growing list of plants to look out for in future. Now, in total contrast to all of these, there's Geordie, with a similar growing habit and size, growing to about 2 foot in height, but with deep plum purple, almost black flowers, all with the same shaggy appearance of other varieties of Centaurea montana. Or perhaps Tinny's Pink is more to your liking, with soft lavender pink petals growing into a mound up to 18 inches high. Or there's a similar but perhaps slightly richer pink coloured variety called Joyce, offering something very different, which perhaps makes it suitable for different colour schemes. I've come across several other named varieties too, but many are rare, and you'll probably have to place your order, then be patient for the plants, as nurseries often only propagate a few plants each year, and you'll have to wait for these to reach saleable size before they can be sent out. Now, I have to say I haven't grown any of these varieties myself, so I'm simply showcasing varieties with different flower colours and often different plant sizes and growing habits too. So take a look and see what you can find, and perhaps one would suit your garden. And if you have grown any of the ones I've mentioned, please do add a comment below to let other viewers know how you got on.
And Centaurea flowers are really attractive to bees and other insects too. So when they're in flower, the bees will really relish coming to feed from the rich nectar that these flowers produce. Bumblebees, especially in my garden, absolutely adore them when they're in full flower. And if it does look like it's getting dry, then just give the plant a really good water to moisten the soil, let that water soak down. I don't find I have to do this very often, but certainly through the summer months when conditions really have heated up a lot, I'll probably give the clumps a bit of a rejuvenation. Trimming back, deadheading, cutting down, keep watered, and a boost of liquid feed too to encourage strong growth. And alongside my garden path, the Perennial Cornflower has a clump by the holly. I'll move down past the bleeding heart or Centaurea, and I've got some more just right at the front of the edge of the path has come up, and another clump a little bit further down just beneath some of my roses and alongside the sedums. So this is a plant which certainly, once it likes the position it's in, will continue developing and flowering, not in an invasive way, but it will continue forming bigger clumps and further flowers coming back every year to put on just a really welcoming show as we move through spring.
I do hope you enjoyed this video and would be really grateful if you could click the thumbs up like button below right away. Thank you. We all want colour in our gardens and plants that bloom over a really long period too. So please check out some of the other videos in this series that highlight flowers for patio pots and container gardens, hardy plants that come back every year in your main flower borders, a perennial with fancy foliage and flowers for a shady position and early colour, something with great drought tolerance that looks wonderful even during the hottest summer weather, the perfect perennial climber to add height and impact as it layers on extra colour to your displays, and some great hardy perennials that will bring in the bees and beneficial insects to feed. You'll find these and many more videos on my channel at Adam's Gardening Guides, so please check these out and subscribe to my channel too, so you'll be the first to hear about new videos and plants to choose for your garden. Thanks for watching and happy gardening!